Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And today we're going to be talking about the writing on the wall, the obvious amount of stress and perpetration and fraud that is going on with these fake royals and what Harry is doing and what Meghan is doing and how it is all starting to make sense. It is all starting to make so much sense. We're right on track. I hope you got your popcorn because we're getting into it today, folks. We're getting into what Harry is doing to show us he's not welcomed at home. He doesn't even want to be at home for that matter. Okay? Oh, yes. With this newest adventure that he's got going on, y'all, it is going down. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's get into it. First and foremost, because a lot of you know that I have my own charity that I started in 2014. And thank you to everyone who has donated to my charity. Because if you're going to donate and support any charity, it would be what I'm doing. Because I bust my butt doing the work that I do. Meaningful work to do something to really help people. Unlike these very media known people, this couple, and how they have just started a charity. They just come to America and start a charity. Why? To pay their bills, to use this charity to help enrich themselves. They're not about helping people. They're not about trying to do meaningful work that makes a difference. You know how I know? Because you don't just start a charity, leaving your home and saying, I want to go live on my own and make my own money and then go start a charity to make your own money. No, it don't work like that, folks. Okay? When you want to start earning your own money, what do? You get a job. You get a job and you go work to earn your living. You don't start a charity to make money. And that is the premise. That is how Harry and Meghan started their charity, with the need to earn a living. And that in itself gives you all the information that you need to know when it comes to their goals, what they're trying to do. Because what has happened since is Harry has taken his Invictus Games, something that is supposed to be over in Europe, mind you. This is not an American thing, because Wounded Warriors is the American version of Invictus Games. It's the American version of wounded veterans who compete in competitions. We have this in America. So what is Harry's butt doing over here in America, trying to up his profile, doing things on our border in Canada to make it look like he's in Europe because he's out of America, but really trying to up his profile here in America with his Invictus Games, because now he has this Celebrating the Invictus Spirit. The school program launches with Prince Harry and Canadian students. And if there is something that is wrong with a charity that's popping up, doing all these different things over here, you're desperate. You're trying to find something that's going to keep giving you eyeballs to the work that you are doing. And it's not about the work. It's not about the meaningful change and support you are giving to your demographic. It's about how can we get people on us so we can up the profile of this charity that we're doing, so we can bring in all these donations and all this money, so we can enrich ourselves. We can make more money. We can really be meaningful to people who will want to donate to us because we're doing good things. Yay, clap for us. You know, yeah, we got eyeballs on us. I mean, I am so disgusted with this initiative, because it's not about these children. It's not about trying to impact wounded veterans who are participating in these sports events. It's about you trying to get more people to sit in the seats at the Invictus Games so that you can say you had a successful event to help your profile, to help your image. Harry, Meghan, when she is a part of it, I mean, marching her butt in front of the veterans during a parade. Like, what's your skinny butt doing marching in front of these veterans? I mean, you need to be there standing on the sidelines clapping for the veterans, not standing and marching in front of them. Are you serious? And the reason I think that I'm so outraged by all of this is because the stress, the work, I know firsthand what goes into actually running a charity that you are passionate about. You give of your time, you give of your money, but what do they get? They get paid. They use the money from the charity for their private jets, for their food, for their travel, for their hotel. Like, they use this charity to give them money to go out prancing around to do what they do, the donated money that they get from people that donate to this Invictus Games. If you're going to start an initiative, do something that helps the veterans with things outside of the games. Why are you bringing in children to this now? There is no correlation. There is no reason for you to now try to branch off with the Invictus Games with children. It is so wrong, but I'm sorry to go on my soapbox, folks, but it's just really got me in a special place right now, and how they use people and how they're using children. We know Prince William is already doing something with children for Earthshot Prize Awards. And what is he doing? He's doing it over in the United Kingdom. He's doing things for his charity that is meaningful, because that makes sense to work with young people and their ideas around the planet and coming up with ways to be more environmentally friendly, to be more sustainable, like doing things that are meaningful with children for the Earthshot Prize. Like, it makes sense. You've been doing it for a while. Okay, now you branch off and you're doing things with the schools, and you're having all these different projects, and it's like you transition it in. But Harry is freshly in America with his Invictus Games that is supposed to be over in the United Kingdom, and now they're bringing in children. And to that there are complaints about Meghan and Harry even being a part of the Invictus Games. But just to get into this story about what is going on. So they've launched this school program. They started at the C4th Armory, one of Vancouver's most historic military facilities. Now that there are 81 days to go until the Winter Games for Invictus. And Harry, he's one of the founding patrons. We know that it was started in the UK with other members of the royal family, and it was handed over to Harry. Like, okay, you take it over. Do something. Like, okay, he's doing this now. Okay. So they had all these activities for students to celebrate this online program that is designed to bring the Invictus spirit across Canada. Okay. Across Canada. Because, not America. Okay. Canada. Why don't you have your butt living over in Canada? Why are you not in Canada? If you are doing something that is helping the people of Canada and is helping people in other countries in Europe, why is your butt in America, is what I say. Why? Yeah, because we have something in America like Invictus Games. It's Wounded Warriors, and we don't need you here, Harry. And this online program had Harry visiting with these students, doing different games, and just really showing Harry engaged with these children, because he wants these children to go to the Invictus Games. Bring your family so that we can fill the seats, so we can have a lot of people at the Invictus Games. But there is no connection between these young people being a part of the Invictus Games. They're grabbing at all these different things that they can do to put eyeballs on the Invictus Games. And it's not done in a meaningful way, because it really should be about the wounded veterans. It should be about them and their families. And it doesn't have to be this big hoopla of an event. Just have it and have the experience be meaningful for whoever shows up. But the publicity around getting all these large numbers of people takes away from what you're really doing, and it's no longer really about the games and what it's doing for the veterans. It's about you looking good because you're able to get a lot of people to come and watch the Invictus Games. It's about you, Harry, having a successful event. And this is what people see that get it, that understand what this is all about. And I loved some of the comments that were on X that people wrote. And I want to just share a couple of them with you. Someone says, Marina on X says, you should be ashamed of yourself. Please spare the children from this very ugly work of public relations. And that is exactly what it is PR. And, you know, I find it interesting that Harry and Meghan are always so quick to involve other people's children to highlight themselves, but they never want to show their own children. And it's how they use people to market themselves. It's all public relations. Another person on X said, are you really this desperate? It's about wounded veterans and not children, all for views and PR. Leave the kids alone. Exactly. Leave the kids alone. This couple, they have no shame. Joy on X says, Invictus no longer cares about the veterans. I used to give them the benefit of the doubt because it was a good cause, but this shows they really don't care about veterans. Exactly. It's about what you can get out of a successful event, and just throw in the veterans and the children because that's what we're going to use for this one. But let's make sure it's a successful event so I can get my glory. I can get my glory because I'm a prince and I want people to look at me as doing great things. You know, it doesn't matter what it is, but I'm doing something great. Okay, like you don't care. You don't care. Your heart is not in this mission to really do the good work, because if it was, it wouldn't be about you trying to make a dollar off of these people. It is very shameful. And this is what he says. He spoke about the profound impact launching the school's program ahead of the Invictus Games and what it had on him at the event in Canada. He traveled solo, but then some things that are about work, Harry's just going to do it on his own because, you know, they can't stand being together for too long. We can't do too much together because then we'll be exposed. They gotta limit that. Okay, so he marked the countdown by joining students at Seaforth Armory, a historic military facility where he launched an online program to introduce the Invictus Games into schools. Seeing them learn about the Invictus Games has had a profound impact on me because it's where Invictus starts to go even wider outside of the Invictus community, into schools in Canada and hopefully around the world, he said. Yeah, it's interesting how you don't mention America, because we have something like this in America. We don't need you, Harry. Take your butt on back to Europe. So then he goes on to say, there's resilience that has got them there. There's teamwork that has managed to get them to the starting line. And there's courage in getting them to that point. And this is the thing that I think is so interesting about what he says, because these are characteristics that he has yet to even show. But he goes in front of these people to speak these things, which he can't not himself do. Where is his resilience? Where is his teamwork? Where is his courage to do the right thing? He goes on to say, for some of them, it's very hard to walk into a busy room. And here they're walking into a stadium full of thousands of people. Yeah, people, so that you can look successful at what you're doing. Then the picture is he wants to show that you're doing something, you're caring for people, you're giving something to these people. But they don't give this same kind of talk and service to their own family. They don't give it to the people that should be meaningful in their own lives. So it tells you that when they do it for strangers on the street, people they don't even know, you have to question yourself, why are you really doing this? If you can't show the exact same kind of service to the people in your own circle, the people who are your blood, the people who are your relatives through marriage, if you can't show the same thing to these people where it's supposed to just be natural, how can you show it to people that you don't even know? That is the question, folks. How can you do it? You know how you do it? You don't do it because you can't. You know why you can't? Because you're doing it for reasons that are not about really service and giving and community. You're doing it to pay the bills, to make your money, to enrich yourselves, to up your profile, to have something more that you had when you were a working royal. You are trying to compete with the lifestyle that you had as a working royal. It's not about the work that you are truly doing. And that's where people should have a problem. That's where I have a problem. Because I sweat and slave for this work every day and get hardly any recognition, but I still do it because it's not about the money. It's about what you are really doing, the change you are creating, that you are trying to do. And this, with what Harry and Meghan are doing, is so abominable to me and disgusting. I don't even know how to even say much more than I've already said. It is ridiculously appalling to me. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just wrong. It's wrong. And that is how I feel about it, Harry, Meghan, and your initiatives and what you are doing. You have been exposed. I see you. I see you. And that's all I have to say. And yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today. And I will see you all in the next one. Toodles.